All right, in this video, I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. I'm first gonna get into some new equipment and pieces I've been adding to my home gym because I got a lot more stuff coming in soon. Like you guys, I'm looking for new stuff to add to my gym for this upcoming Black Friday stuff that's going on now. So you might find some of this stuff interesting and possibly some ideas for you guys in the near future. So the second part of this video is also me going over the current listing of Black Friday stuff that's happening in early November. Some of these deals I think are some of the best in their category, also from some of these offerings from particular companies. I do have a page on my website, which I'll link down below. I'll update that at least twice a week, which I think are some of the more relevant sales. We'll kind of keep the coverage of Black Friday going a little bit, but I also don't want to bombard you because I think that can also be straight up annoying as well. But I'm going to do my best to kind of keep you guys updated. Not wasting any time. Timestamps are down below. There's some links and affiliate codes if you guys are curious to help support me in the channel. But some of these I have zero affiliate codes, such as this first thing on the cover, which is a very interesting weight plate. I bought a pair of these. This is the LeMaster company weight plate, deep dish weight plate that is. I was gonna get a pair of deep dish weight plates because I want another pair of 45s. When it comes to weight plates specifically, you can say this is an area that I have kind of upgraded towards, where I started cheap and now this is kind of like something for me I kind of put value in. That is in getting USA made weight plates. And when I heard about this company, LeMaster, which is based out of California, has kind of a family history, very small company, and obviously they casted this very unique looking plate that, as you can see, is pretty interesting where the barbell kind of comes out of. I wouldn't have thought of that at first either until someone kind of pointed it out, and apparently the person I forget the guy's name, the owner of the company, he actually wasn't aware of it too until someone actually pointed it out to him. He thought that was actually kind of devastating for the company, but apparently to do anything is kind of a I guess a selling point for some people. I like it because it's a unique cast. It's something that might be kind of not be around forever. So it's something I just wanted to pick up on. I thought it was unique. And again, it was USA made, pair of deep dishes. So really cool pair of 45 adjustable plates. I'll link that down below. Speaking of USA plates, I did another order of Strength Co weights. I got a pair of 25s, another pair of 10s, 2.5s and 5s. Mostly because I wanted to complete a set. I didn't have the 2.5s or 5s in theirs. I actually need some extra 10s as well. And then the other thing I picked up from them was just a single adjustable dumbbell handle. And these have been around for a while, of course, and even during lockdown, these got really popular for just a simple way of adjusting and loading up heavier weights on a simple dumbbell handle. There's of course pros and cons with this, but the reason I got this, and I also say maybe another reason you guys might want to consider, is that aside from just being a really great adjustable dumbbell handle, it is made in the USA, like I said. It rotates, literally it's like a mini barbell, great knurling. Much better quality than something super cheap like this that I got over on Amazon, is that I have a pair of 80/80 Snodes. I'm still waiting for my rep Pepins that got delayed yet again. I'll actually talk more about that probably in a future video. There's some other things I will share with you guys about that, forgot to mention. But the reason I got these is I just was thinking about just doing things like heavier rows, heavy snatches or cleans or front squats that I used to do with heavier dumbbells, that for a solution for some of you guys, or at the very least, even if you already have some of this stuff, a single adjustable dumbbell handle can be very useful. And I can do a whole separate video on this if you guys are curious on some of these exercises. But if you guys were just to think, like if you already have a pair of adjustable dumbbells and you want to go a little bit heavier, say it's just for simply rows or doing some cleans or snatches, or like I said, front squats, just getting a single of these can actually be very useful. So I was actually really happy with this, had a lot of fun with this very simple thing. It's not totally cheap, but again, it's a quality made product, USA made products, and also just want to support Grant and Strength Co, just an awesome company. And again, got an affiliate link with them if you're curious down below. It helps support me and the channel. Next two things are from Exponent Edge. These were sent to me free for review. I got a chance to talk to the owner for a while. A great guy, well known in the community. He does a lot of good business with some very novel, unique products that are specialty made. I wish these things were USA made. I believe they are not. So that's the only downfall, I'd say, if anything, with the company, especially with the price being kind of high. Now, they're high for a reason because they're designed a very unique way, very aesthetic looking design. They're also very heavy duty. First thing I'm talking about is this T-bar or landmine jack. This is something I wouldn't necessarily would have thought about, but he said this is a pretty big seller, and he's told me a lot of people like it because they just want, nice things in their gym. And it says at the very least it's going to make you do more T-bar rows. I'll tell you that because it actually has been making me do more of those. I also use it for a jack for just deadlifting. It works out pretty good. So really cool functional piece there. Maybe not as functional as this thing though. This might be one of their best sellers. Probably the best, most heavy duty, most versatile kind of wedge slash calf raise block. Just has a simple pull pin where you can adjust the different settings. Very cool. I use this a lot with my U-clips. Been back into training calves a lot. So when I saw this, I'm like, well, this is something I definitely got to cover. Definitely is expensive. I think there's a sale going on for both those things, and he did give me a promo code. If I didn't flash it already, I'll flash it on the screen for anything off Exponent Edge. So very good, well-respected company. They got some other great products as well you guys can check out. And then finally, with other new stuff, I've been wanting to test the waters, getting back and doing some sleds, pushes, or pulls. I wanted to go back to pulls. I think pulls are probably better in a number of reasons instead of pushes for a push sled, of one of which is practicality. So I can easily just pick up this Rage Fit, I think is the name of the company, from Amazon. Pretty inexpensive, but decently rated piece here. I think I'm gonna use this more often than say a push sled because it's so light. I can just throw this thing in my car. I was going to the park a bunch of times. I actually pull this in the back of my yard with my kids just sitting on it. That's why you don't see this little pin of the weight holder, because my kids will sit in the back and I just kind of pull them. Kind of a fun piece. This is also me just kind of testing the waters for something we'll get into here in the Black Friday deals. But just a really great pull sled all around. The harness feels great, very comfortable. Definitely a great piece. I don't regret buying this at all. All right, now I'm just going to get into what I think are the best Black Friday deals currently happening right now. I will keep this updated on my website, so I'll put a link down below if you guys are curious. I'm only featuring the ones that I think are really worth featuring, because I think a lot of Black Friday deals are honestly not that good, or they're kind of okay, or they're not even deals at all. They're just kind of plugs to just the website. I will post the stuff that is relevant here. I'm only posting the stuff that's actually happening at least like a week out. So right now there's nothing really happening. So I'm not going to post things that aren't really occurring now. I will probably post, maybe talk about Iron Master. I know they're, for instance, one that's coming out on Black Friday weekend, starts that like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'll give you a heads up on that, because that's always a big sale. That's when I bought some stuff from them as well. But otherwise, like even right now, this like Clench Spooky sale is going to end, I think, in a couple days over the weekend, maybe next Monday. Point is, throughout the week, I will keep this updated with everything that I'm seeing, along with some recommendations that I see of some things that I think you guys might find interesting. So check this out when you guys can. Somewhat time-sensitive material, and the reason for that is starting off with the Rack Week from Rep Fitness. I think this is a great deal to consider if you guys are looking to get a rack functional trainer, 10% off your entire cart. And particularly, I'm going to highlight one thing right here, the Rep Aries 1. So it's a 30% discount, and I actually put this together about 2 months ago. I got to get some video footage about it at a place you guys will maybe see it or maybe not see it, but I did put one of these together and I got a chance to use it, and I was pretty impressed by not only the build quality but also how it felt and just functionality. And right now this thing, it says 30% off, limited time, of course, because they want to sell the Aries 2. So if you don't want the latest and greatest, that's obviously not going to be for you. But this thing is still 3x3, 11 gauge steel. So all the new attachments and things and other past attachments, of course, could still be used on here. Not to mention off-brand attachments. But you can see the rack. They say it's $1,959, but then when you start, doing the notorious like build, the price starts, adding up here. So I built this one out, and at the end you got about $3,300. Which I think is a pretty good price, also with free shipping and the quality of what these things are. So check that out, guys. But that's only a few more days, and that's going to be kind of gone. The Rogue sale goes on throughout November. Very decent, great sales. I'd say keep checking this out. I'll highlight a few things, but they have their hot deals. That's this kind of little bars down here that sometimes I notice they kind of go down and they kind of go back up again. At least I kind of remember that from last year. But they have their hot deals. They have these Hondo pricing. So when you're looking to buy a bunch of stuff and save some money, that's what that's about. They have 5 items shipped for $5. There's also every squat rack ships for $75, which is another really cool thing. But on some of the hot deals here, I think specifically, I'm just going to narrow this down here. If you go to conditioning, if you're remotely interested, and this is when I bought the Echo Bike version 3. I think I have one of the first reviews on this on the channel if you guys are curious and checking that out. Great machine. I love it. Don't regret that at all. But if you're looking at getting an Echo Bike, even this new Echo Rower, this would be the time to get any of these two products. This is kind of usually their steepest sales for these. Just covered, the Strength Co. loadable dumbbells. They got some over here. Rogue does, made in the USA. Jump into strength equipment. This is probably where I'm definitely picking up one of these things. So I mentioned before that cheap Amazon sled that I have. Probably going to pick up one of these sleds. So they got the Rogue Dog sled, they got the Rogue Echo sled, or this Rogue Pack sled. I'm looking at this one because this one is light enough where I could probably still throw it in my car if I want to. It's versatile enough where even, like I said, my kids like to sit in the sled, they'll pull sled, and this one now they can actually all sit on. I can do the push option if I want to. If you want a compact one, you got that, or even this Rogue E sled. That one I probably would consider if I didn't have the other one. So the Amazon one was really kind of me testing the waters if I would still use it. I think you do have to still buy a harness of some sort, but these are all part of the, 3 ships free. So also made in the USA, so that's pretty cool.
Also part of that $5 or 5 items shipped for $5. So, and then lastly, the other thing I'd probably just highlight here from Rogue are the barbells. I mentioned the squat racks are shipping for $75. Also, there's some deals on racks too. But their barbells in general, this is a good time to pick up a barbell. Going on to Titan Fitness, they make it pretty easy for you. Just hit the shop holiday deals button, and this kind of fluctuates. Titan Fitness will like have things for sale, and they're gone, and they come back on again. Couple things that I think are, for me, the big things with Titan Fitness are like single-use machines, and of course getting like things just on the cheap. But I love the Squat Max MD. This is on sale right now, 5% off, $75. One of the best things I think I purchased last year or in this year. Probably one of the top 5 things I bought. If I was going to start over again, I would still buy this again in a second. So I did buy this. This was not sent to me for free. Even their leg extension leg curl, which I'm not saying is anything to write home about as far as quality is concerned, but definitely a decent machine. But I use this leg curl leg extension machine at least once a week, oftentimes twice a week. So that was a great purchase in my opinion. The other thing that's going on now, aside from just checking out like their specials, is I believe they have a rack sale going on right now. As far as a cheap 3x3, relatively cheap 3x3, just basic rack with no frills, whatever. Decent sale, about 20% off going on right now. So this is also a great time for this rack sale. Moving on to Force USA, I could say a lot about Force USA, some pros and some cons. If you guys want to see a whole separate video on that, I honestly was kind of thinking about it. But right now, their Black Friday sale is starting now. They're giving away their new free air bike. I got a chance to try this at their headquarters. I think it was like a prototype, but just judging from some of the videos I've already seen, it looks very similar. It's pretty much a basic, like an assault bike. It's not, definitely not Rogue Echo quality style. It's kind of like it'll shake around a little bit. It'll do its job. It's a change-driven bike, so you're gonna need a little bit of maintenance on something like that. But whenever I see Rogue Love's giving away stuff for free on top of something you're buying, and you know it says $6.99 value, it always makes it seem like kind of like a sleight of hand, I think, for the consumer. Either like how cheap is this bike or how cheap are the products. So it's great they're doing that. So if you want a bike that's there, last month it was their I think their new mats they made, which I think that would probably been a better deal. Honestly, I think their mats are great. I think you really have to consider that now there's just a lot of competition with the C10. You guys have been asking my opinions about that. I think the biggest thing with the C10 is while it is super versatile, you're in that ecosystem of Force USA, which has unique things that cannot attach into other things. So that's a plus. It's a kind of a pro and a con, so to speak. It has the integrated Smith machine, but there's a lot of other companies who are doing that now. For me, the biggest thing is the price tag, the $3,999. There is, of course, this new sliding bench that goes on this machine that is pretty unique and novel. I'm trying to see if I can see a clip about it. You can see a very compact machine. You kind of brace yourself with the Smith machine down there. That's kind of how it works. Very compact, but still not like small. It has these adjustable arms that open up. My whole thing is with the C10 is that you're in that territory of kind of competing with like a Rep or Rogue. And I've asked them before, I've kind of asked them this question, how do you deal with like the new competition? And they kind of said they're not trying to compete with Rep or Rogue. They're in like not a lower category, but people are not buying those same types of machines. And I'd beg to differ, because at this price point, you can get this Rep Aries for a cheaper price and other things this is going to feel more substantial and heavy duty, just doesn't have a Smith machine integration. And there's more options and more attachments you can do. So all I'm saying is that, you know, their products, in my opinion, do compete with those guys, whether they like it or not. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion about it. All I have to say, Force USA makes some great stuff. Their sale right now is just giving away that free bike. I would just watch them. I'll keep you guys updated. I do have a promo code, Hybrid5, stacks everything on top of the free bike. So that's obviously a great thing. So I'm not trying to do like a shill thing. I'm trying to give you guys the pros and cons on all the different things that are out there. Which leads me to this thing right here, this Maxim Fitness. They're a new affiliate, and you can get affiliates with anybody, guys. I just only choose to get things I think make sense for you guys, my audience, and what you guys are telling me. And this was a machine you guys kept telling me about, or a brand you guys were telling me about. They also got a great Black Friday going on right now. When I was covering Force USA, a lot of you guys kept telling me, like, you gotta check out Maxim Fitness. There's one or two of you guys were telling me this, specifically this SX2, which you can see all the Force USA vibes coming off it. Of course, it's got integrated Smith machine. It's got the weight stacks. But the difference is it is a 3x3 1-inch hole rack. So again, it opens up doors to other attachments from other companies, other possibilities and things like that. And right now you can see these are actually sold out. So they're going to be back in stock by November 22nd. You can add these to your cart. Or sorry, you can actually pre-order them, I guess, buy them. And so when they come in, they actually ship out to you. So discount going on right now. I think that's on top of maybe you can do other Black Friday stuff stacking with that. But $42.30 is not a bad price for what you get. It's got the swivel arms, it's got the the Smith machine integration, 3x3, again 11H steel, so pretty solid machine. Doesn't have all the bells and whistles of what you get with the Force USA, their attachments and their kind of ecosystem, but for what you're getting, it's not bad. Moving on to Snow, this is just, I think, people talk about it a lot, but I think it's such a great dumbbell. It's one of the best dumbbells, one of the best purchases, I should say, I made last year. I made this during Black Friday. I bought this, not sent to me free for review. I used this pretty much a very similar, almost exact code last year. I bundled it with their stand and their magnets. And I think it came out to like something like this, maybe a little bit cheaper, but put that code in, it kind of takes off when you kind of bundling with the magnets, the cast iron stand. Get something like that. But such a great dumbbell. And then finally, just something, because I have so many guys ask about it, the X3. You guys ask me so much about, like, it's so overpriced. It's $500, $549. I just covered a very cheap knockoff X3 type of bamboo bar setup that was going for $299. And so if you're looking at USA made product, it can handle a lot of heavy bands for what it does. I like the dimensions personally. That's my biggest thing of why I like this. I just like a compact thing like this. I like that it's USA made. So I think it's a good price, honestly, for what it does and its capabilities and the way it feels. I'm not trying to shill it, but this is probably the best time to pick up one of these. And this is when I bought my X3. I think it was during either this sale or a different one where they had it at $399. When I could do a whole discussion, I did a whole video on why I think this is relatively a fair price when you consider what it is and margins, what other companies are doing in this same space. I'll just leave it at that. But that's it though, guys. I will keep everything updated, especially on the website. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this, if this was helpful. I certainly can do that. Drop down in the comment section anything else you guys are seeing coming in or stuff you guys want to see covered, and I'll see you guys on the next video.